Hello viewers, it's Super GT here again. Now, we have some sweaty Porsche action for you. This is Attax Johnson's open lobby. We're going to go around Laguna Seca in the classic 911. Let's see what we can do. This thing, it handles worse than a bathtub. And, well, into the first corner, I'm just going to get absolutely wrecked, causing carnage. And it's been only 10 seconds into the race. Right, okay, it kind of sorts itself out as we come into turn number 2 in 11th place. Well, or does it? Let's see, shall we? And this guy's going to go a little bit slow. Going up the inside. Has he seen me? Yes, he has. Well, he hasn't even... I don't think he's seen the corner. Maybe he saw me, but not the corner. Up into top 10 position. We're all in the same car. All in stock tune. You can see there the car is just trying to wheelie. This thing handles so weirdly. It's one of the classic, I think it's the 82 911, and it's one of the cars you're going to have to be driving for Forza Racing Championship Season 3 if you're taking part, and it's a nightmare to drive basically. Sorry Porsche if you're watching, but yeah, it is an old car though, to be fair. And Graham's going to get sideways on the corkscrew. Come on, mate, this way. Let's go to the right. And, well, I'm just going to kind of push him round, help him out a little bit. GTR Achilles in front of me with the Greek flag. Quite confusingly, because Dula DT, another GTR guy, with the Greek flag. Can't tell which one is which sometimes. He's going to go straight into the pit lane at the end of lap number 1. Almost looking up the inside of Graham on the exit of the final turn. Now this is the annoying thing, I don't have manual with clutch turned on, so I am definitely losing time. So the main reason that I'm not going to win this race is because I don't have manual with clutch on. Obviously if I did have it on, then I'll be, you know, just whitewashing the hell out of everyone. I'll be about 4 miles ahead. But that isn't the case, so we have to make do with just manual, and that's going to cost me a little bit of time, but we can still have a decent race, as this is developing to be the case right now. So I'm going to get past on the cutback into turn number 4. Then it's just going to go to the back of Jacob Balkett. We have formed up here. Look at this 2x2 formation as we come into the left-hander of 5, and then big T024TM. Have I read that right? It's just going to come across on the entry. No worries, we're back in position. And nothing too major there. We can continue as if that never happened, hitting the apex of 6 quite nicely, and we've actually got a run here. These two guys on the right hand side almost going into the wall. Jacob Balkett running a very risky game there, living life right on the edge, not worried about smashing his car up there potentially in the wall. We're through though into 11th, or back into 11th. Jacob Balkett's going to go a little bit wide through the left-hander of 9, and I'm through. He's going to think twice about going up the inside into the right-hander here, and I'm up, back up into the top 10, and that is going to be Graham going into the pit lane, so that's going to be 9th position for now. Going a little bit deep though into the final turn, down into first gear as we then accelerate back out onto the main straight and up into second and third gear. Now these older cars, they do typically have less gears, so that's actually going to help me because I don't have to do as many gear shifts as I would. The least gear shifts possible, please, as I don't have manual with clutch on. Into the first turn, maybe a little bit deep, but then we can come back for that second apex. There it is, as we power out towards turn number 2. Move over to the left-hand side. I've turned the braking line on. I mean, this is just something that the best drivers have on. You don't religiously use it, but if you're unsure, it's a good guidance, a good marker to have if you aren't completely sure. And it just helps with overall consistency, I think. Braking consistency is a very important factor, I think, in any racing game really. If you can nail those braking points, you're going to do well. So a little bit wide out of the exit of 5. Jacob Balkett with the pressure. I'm going to go for the mega defensive move as we approach 6. Turn in a little bit early with too much throttle. I'm going to go wide, and Jacob's going to get the run now as we go up the hill towards the corkscrew. We have pressure still from behind though, so this isn't completely over. so I could lose another position if I'm not completely careful. So going to go in a little bit later there. Nice cut by Balkit. Let's pretend that that never happened, but then again we've all done it before, haven't we? Now through, or maybe you haven't, maybe you're a really good guy, maybe you are, but I'm not, so I'm going to openly admit that I have cut that one before. Jacob Balkit a little bit wide on the exit of the second to last turn. He's just going to bail into the pits though, and then that's going to hand me 9th position once again. So that's going to be that, end of lap number 3 out of 7. We're going to move to the end of lap number 6 as we start lap number 7, the final lap. So I've pitted right at the end here. Retardedly the car kind of just stops on the exit of the pit lane, and this is where it's going to get very interesting. Still in 9th place, but then Jacob Balkit is just going to go past, or is it someone else? No, it's Boogeyman. Boogeyman has actually got past me here up into 9th, and Jacob Balkit is right behind me, so he's pitted 3 laps before me. So our 3 laps have been absolutely identical as we have rejoined nose to tail once again. Actually, I think I just jumped him, so maybe I've just got half a second over 3 laps. Not bad going. So Boogeyman here just ahead in 9th place. He hasn't got quite the best run out of there. I'm going to go to the left hand side, but he's going to cover me off. Is he going to completely cover me off? Yes, he is. So I'm going to try and go for the cutback, but then he's just going to be ahead of me. Couldn't quite accelerate out there, and I'm on to the gravel. Is that going to let Balkit through? Not quite, not into this one. You want to be fully alongside before passing into this corner. It's not really one that you can lunge into. Unless you're a total noob, then, you know, by all means go for it. Into the corkscrew then, the 7th and last time in this race, and we're going to go down into 1st gear. Not often you do that in this game, more in the classic cars though. And then through the left-hander, the downhill left-hander, a tricky one, especially in this car. You see the front wheels wanting to lift, you have to be so careful on the throttle. Can I get that 9th place? It's a very close finish as we come through the right-hander. Second to last turn, only one more corner left to go. He's going to go fully defensive. Nothing I can do there. Going to have to go back to the racing line. He's gone a little bit deep. Can I get the cut back? Not quite. He's blocked me off once again. Good defensive driving from Boogeyman. I'm on the back foot now for Balkit. Just going to force him into the wall. Just give him a car's width on the inside. And there we go. I'm out of breath. I finished 10th. A good race. Not too bad. Fastest lap. I mean, I was miles off. JSR Rossi, king of the hoppers, winning that one. We move to the second race, Porsche 918 around Road America, so a bit of a faster one for you here, with a car that perhaps turns a little bit better and doesn't want to do wheelies every 4 seconds. Into the first turn, a little bit too late, so I mean I'm talking about this braking line but I'm not even using it, and then I lose the position. M. Rossi of the GTR club going through into the lead, so we've got Attax Johnson now behind us. This is some scary times as we come down the second straight, where our family's passion is cheese. There we go, look at that. So second place, not too bad of a start, but then again I was on pole, so it could be better. Now this is where I get totally pressured by the German potato man. Go a little bit too deep. There he goes through in second place. He can start putting pressure immediately onto GTR M Rossi, and I have got JSR Rossi on my tail. Surrounded by Rossis at the moment, and very good drivers. I'd consider JSR Rossi actually to be maybe even the best hopper player in the world. So it's no mean feat, or it is a mean feat to try and keep him behind. But if he does get ahead, well, you know, you can comfort yourself in knowing that he's one of the best. So coming through turn number, I don't even know, something, one near the end, something. And then I can pretend to know the corners, but I don't really. And then into the final turn, I know that one. Turn 14 actually, I believe this is. So there we go on the exit. Haven't quite got the nice run that I'd like. And then into turn number 5, a little bit late on the brakes, and I'm almost going to kill Johnson. Just tap his rear quarter panel. Doesn't get affected by it. In fact, I think I helped him. Look at that, he gets a boost and goes straight into first place. Force 1, a new teammate of mine in the F4H club, or team, goes through as well. That's Rossi. Look at that, nose to tail, front 4 with me just a little bit off in 5th place. Jacob Balkit, my nemesis it seems in Porsches, in 6th place. And now we come into the carousel. Force 1 a little bit deep. And he's going to come back onto the track, and well, I'm almost going to clatter into the back of him halfway through the carousel. Looking for the balloon before we start turning to the outside of the carousel, and then we're going to come through the very fast right-hander. This is a very tricky corner to get right, and I'm just a little bit sideways. I'm not going to quite get the exit that I would desire. Maybe then approach Canada corner near the end of the circuit. So this is lap number 3 then. M. Rossi on the back foot here. Force 1's going to go through. Attax Johnson out in the lead. JSR Rossi second. And then that's Force 1 into 3rd place. They're going to make contact as they enter turn number 2. But then as we exit onto the middle straight here, I'm going to tuck into the slipstream underneath the cheese lorry. And Rossi is going to go completely defensive here. It's a theme of stock car racing. All the cars are very even, so you might want to defend your position robustly, as he does. I'm going to go for the cutback, but it wasn't quite on. I think he just made contact with Force 1. That backed him up that slight amount, which just didn't quite give me the room there to go for the cutback. Unfortunately, have to remain in 5th for now. Still have a gap though to Balkett back in 6th place. Will I be finishing this race in 6th place? We shall see. So, into the left-hander, well, it's me, it's Super GT, and it's 6th place. I mean, it's probably going to happen, let's face it. You might as well just put all your money on it, because it's probably going to happen. So then, through the carousel, again, waiting for that balloon, you're looking for that late apex, there it is, power out to the outside, that's beautifully done, if I may say so myself. And then through the fast flowing right-hander, that's a little bit better, but then not quite the best exit. You can see there, just lose a bit of ground to M. Rossi, but then I think he got a bad shift or something, or maybe hit one of those indestructible Mobile 1 boards, and it slowed him down completely. Make a bit of contact through the apex there. And then 2 more corners left to go on this lap, 3 of 7. We do have a quick stop to do as well. He's a little bit wide, going sideways onto the runoff, and then we have a chance here around the outside. I'm going to force him narrow on the entry, on the exit. He's going to totally respect me, give me plenty of room. There we go, nice overtake around the outside, back up into the top 4, moving towards the middle of lap number 4, and then into turn 5. Well, a similar story to lap number 2, just going to go completely deep on the brakes and just surrender that position once again. Back into 5th, so not the best performance into there. I've been talking about braking consistency, putting the braking line on, but then I totally undermine myself by missing my braking point every time. So, coming through the fast, almost flat, well, not really, not in this car, and not quite enough downforce in this car. And then Rossi's there, maybe just trying to be too kind. Actually drives onto the grass, trying to give me too much space. But there we go, look at that, under the brakes. So close to each other, but not making any contact at all. That is really good driving between the two of us, I think. Really good, respectful driving. And then I turned in a little bit early there, actually. Going to lose a bit more time. I can just see his nose poking into the bottom of the screen. And then on the exit, a little bit slidey on the entry, but on the exit, taking all the curb. But it turns out to not be enough. My only hope here to slow him down is that he hits a Mobile 1 board and does 10,000 backflips, but it's not going to happen because up the main straight he is going to get alongside. Nose is about halfway along my car, but then into turn 1, a bit later on the brakes, a bit braver, carrying the speed around the outside to keep 4th place. I think that's a really decent little move there, just to keep 4th place. And move across to keep him behind, making him think twice about going up the inside. A little bit deep though, so every time I do something good, I do something bad immediately after. And that's going to give me a poor run now down the cheese straight, the cheese lorry straight, as it shall now be named. And then into the braking zone. Can I actually sort my life out and get it right? I'm braking roughly where the red is, starting, well, maybe a little bit after, and clearly it proves to be a little bit after because I lose both positions. Balkett goes through, and guess where I am? Yes, that's right, 6th position. So then a couple of laps later, end of lap number 6, I followed M. Rossi into the pits. Balkett went in a lap earlier. There he is. He's going to come flying through. And now we have a 4-way battle for 4th place. I think it's GTZ Marple who's put in a barnstorm of a performance. And later on in the lap, here we go. 7th place. And we have 6th place in our sights. Now it wouldn't be a Super GT video if I didn't finish there. So what kind of voodoo mystery stuff can I pull out of the bag now to make sure I get that 6th place? Because I am running out of time. I've got barely a third of a lap left to go. before this race ends, and I must get that position, otherwise everyone will unsubscribe from me, and that is the end of Super GT on YouTube, because well, it's just going to be all over if I can't finish 6th. I mean, that's the end of Super GT pretty much. And then into the Apex here, I'm just going to use Voodoo Trickery. The truth is out there somewhere. That's going to be an X-Files, I think, because he just hits an invisible wall on the Apex, and I've pretty much just lag switched the hell out of Jacob Balkit and got through into 6th place. So that is how you do it, guys. If you ever want to finish in 6th place, bring out the lag switches, and there you go. Just get your revenge, basically, because it's very easy. Once you get those lag switches out, Jacob Balkit just can't handle it, and he's just going to totally hit an invisible wall. It's a good method to use. It's one of my favourite. I like Super GT effect, Moses effect, and then we've got the lag switch wall. So a couple of techniques you can use there to try and get your positions back. There are the results, and there is the end of the video. I do hope you enjoyed it, guys. I do apologise for the delay in videos. I mean, I just got back from New York last week, and it's been fairly hectic, shall we say. And I do enjoy bringing this one to you, and I hope you did enjoy it as well. So do subscribe if you'd like to see more. Do hit the like button if you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, as always. I shall see you next time. Goodbye.